The purpose of this module is to discuss the importance of teamwork in an invention project. Inventors are knowledgeable in many areas, but this knowledge is developed over time and often in the context of working with others. On a team, the whole is greater than the sum of the individual parts. As one high school educator commented about his experience with his students and their invention project, student leadership and teamwork are more important than the technical skills. While this module is mostly addressed to educators, students will also benefit from watching this. First, I'll talk about putting a team together. Learning how to work well as a team will help students with many things later on in life, both professionally and personally. Teamwork is often a good indicator for how far a project will progress, and also the satisfaction of individuals' invention experience. Some of you may have been on sports teams or scholastic competition teams. Can you think of a team that worked well together? What were the traits of that effective team? Second, I'll talk about distributing work. The distribution of work must be balanced for a team to have a meaningful experience, where you apply knowledge, learn new skills, and make your invention idea into a reality. Third, I'll talk about resolving conflicts. The diversity of individuals will bring together different perspectives. This is inevitable and good. People will approach problems differently from each other. Seek to understand and accept different approaches. If conflicts arise, and they will, address them immediately. This is where being a good communicator is invaluable to you and your team. Putting a team together. As an educator, you will take on the role of a facilitator or coach. Often, educators like yourself are new to the invention process, but nonetheless, you can provide support by way of asking questions and encouraging progress. You will oversee the expenditures, ensure safe working environments, and offer your past experiences and knowledge. Also, you should seek to find another educator to share the workload of facilitating the team. Team leadership should remain with the young inventors. At your first invention project meeting, assess the team. Find out the skills, interests, and level of commitment of each of the team members. Are there certain students who are capable of leading the team? It is important to have designated leaders who can be relied upon to make sure that the team progresses. Once everyone's skills are communicated, the work can be distributed. Also, you can see whether there is a skill set missing and whether or not you need to recruit others. This is an icebreaker exercise called 4 Corners. It is a way to quickly assess what inventor attribute type you relate to the most. Each individual may fit more than one type, and it is also okay to consider types that are opportunities for growth. All are important to a successful invention endeavor. Here are sample instructions that you could give to the students. For the purpose of this exercise, align yourself with one of the types. Here are the 4 types. Tinkerers like to take things apart and build things. Talkers like to communicate with people and enjoy public speaking. Doodlers like to draw and express thoughts through visual means. Organizers like to create order amongst people and things. Each corner of the room will be designated as the meeting point for each of these 4 types. Pick one that you most relate to. After everyone has found a corner, we will take a look at which corner has the most people and see if any of you are willing to move to another corner until it is even across the corners. Now I will address the educators again. There are different ways of using this sorting. For example, you may want to have multiple groups brainstorming on the same problem. To create diverse groups, you could choose to form groups where there is a person from each of the types. Here are other examples. The Tinkerer corner may become the technical group that is supported by the Doodler corner that creates visual representations of the ideas. The representations range from hand sketches all the way to computer solid models. The Organizer corner may become administrative and project management group, with a subset of students focused on financial responsibilities. The Talker corner may become the Communications group to lead efforts for communication within the group and with the outside world. Consider having a primary and secondary team, that is, an A and a B team, that is based on commitment. It is essential to have a core group of team members and leaders who can devote ongoing, scheduled time to the project. Also, it is necessary to provide opportunities for team members who are interested in working on the project but cannot commit as much time. You may also have people with important skill sets that you need less frequently. If this is the first time that the particular students have worked together, you may consider giving a trial period where students can take turns working on small aspects of the project, showing that they are responsible and motivated. First, this relates to the A and B teams. Second, this relates to the student leads for the various subgroups, which I'll talk about on the next slide. Work with your students to agree on procedures for leadership formation, that is, the schedule and the means for deciding the student leads and for assigning students to primary and secondary teams. Each team member should always communicate expectations about their other activities outside of the invention project. Consider the other school and extracurricular obligations of individuals that might change throughout the project. This might include sports, arts, national and state testing periods, and other club activities. Distributing work. Motivation is a key element. It is the fuel that keeps the engine of the team going. First, team members should feel a sense of ownership in the overall project. They should be involved with the initial research, ideation, selection, and planning of the project. Second, each team member should be responsible about specific parts of the project. They will be more likely to commit and see the project through completion. Each area of the project should have at least one person who is responsible for the tasks within the area. This person can be called the lead. The lead will be responsible for the subgroup that is formed. For instance, the financial lead. This does not mean that he will necessarily do the most amount of work relating to finances. It means that he is responsible for the tasks to be completed and also to keep the educator updated. The lead should already have some experience in the given subgroup of the project. Subgroups may include programming, circuits, building physical prototypes. The specific areas depend on the nature of your invention. Here's a sample organizational structure for a team. You can further subdivide and specialize as needed. Consider having a student lead as the overall team lead. Also, there should be a second person to work alongside a lead. You can use the term co-lead or apprentice, depending on prior experience and skills. The important characteristics of this second person are commitment and the willingness to step forward and fill in should the subgroup need help. It is important to have the expertise of each area not reside in just one person. Let's say that there is only one programmer on the team. If all of a sudden the programming lead cannot accomplish her tasks for the week, you'll have to suddenly train a new person. Second, if there are a lot of programming needs, but just one person, she may become overburdened. All team members are valuable and necessary to accomplish the goal, regardless of leadership status or expertise. On a sports team, each position is vital. In a musical ensemble, each instrument must listen to each other in order to play a good performance. Every note is important for a successful experience. A good size for a team ranges from 6 to 20 people. Having too small of a team means that the team may become vulnerable if one person can no longer accomplish his duties. Also, individual members may become overburdened. Having too large of a team means that there may not be enough meaningful work. Without meaningful work, motivation can easily fall off. The team will have to determine for itself if there is an adequate number of people to build the invention within the amount of time allotted. Anticipate team members leaving or joining the team during the duration of the project. Resolving conflicts. Remember, inventing should be a lot of fun. If the team isn't having fun while learning and building, communicate with each other and figure out why. Create an open environment where honest and constructive communication can happen. Identify and address red flags or warning signs when they appear. Don't let problems fester. If the problems remain hidden, they can grow into bigger issues and later on it might be difficult, if not impossible, to resolve. Unresolved conflicts will halt the progress of the team. Finally, remember that this is a learning process. Sports teams go through extensive practice, conditioning, and training before the season begins, and even as the season is underway, they work through trials and challenges in order to be better united. Establish routine check-ins to assess how well the team is communicating. As the educator, you should establish an environment where students know that they can rely on you and other adult mentors when they cannot resolve a conflict on their own. In summary, while the technical parts of an invention are difficult, the interpersonal parts are often even more challenging. At the beginning of the process, take the time to establish guidelines so that the diverse team can make the most of the opportunity to invent. The lessons and experiences will prove invaluable no matter what students' future careers are. This was produced by the Lemelson MIT program. The Lemelson MIT program celebrates outstanding inventors and inspires young people to pursue creative lives and careers through invention. It is funded by the Lemelson Foundation, based in Portland, Oregon, and administered by the School of Engineering at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology in Cambridge, Massachusetts. For more information on invent teams and JV invent teams, the youth invention grants from the Lemelson MIT program, visit lemelson.mit.edu.